Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Boxing. I'm Leti.
I'm LB.
And let's get into the fights.
Yeah, it was a rematch.
Yes. A little action-packed fight.
Yeah.
We have Fernando Martinez out of Argentina.
AKA Puma.
Hey, versus Jerwin Ancajas out of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So what was your thoughts on this action-packed fight from round 1 to round 12?
All right, so I don't know if you guys saw their previous fight, but if you saw the previous fight, you knew that this fight was going to be a banger.
Yup.
It looked a lot similar to the first fight, where with it being non-stop action from round 1 to round 12.
Yup.
It was cool to see Martinez. He came in, he had his little swagger with him. You could tell he was feeling that.
On.
Yeah, he's feeling that championship aura.
Walking out with Maradona.
Yeah, and you could tell he was having a good time too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was an action-packed fight. This was a rematch because there was a rematch clause. And yeah, it was just an action-packed fight. I'll kind of let you kind of talk about what you saw, and then I'll kind of
So like you said, it was a rematch because Martinez on their first fight, he was actually challenging Ancajas for the belt because Ancajas was a champ. And he took the belt. He won. I think it was a clear decision on the first fight.
Yeah.
So the second round, the second fight, we're kind of like, okay, how's Martinez going to come back? Is he going to be like still hungry for it, or how?
Exactly.
And you even said that Ancajas looked really focused. Really focused because Ancajas, I think, he said he didn't, the first fight, he kind of wasn't taking it so serious.
Yeah, he was saying that, he kind of like, something along the lines that he wasn't taking that serious, but he also mentioned the fact that, he wasn't able to get, I guess, like the conditioning that he really needed for that fight. He talked about in the first fight his legs were cramping up, and so he said that he was really prepared and locked in, to go this, because it was a nonstop fight, a lot of action. It took a lot out of him.
Yes, and they both came prepared for this fight because, like we said, Martinez, he looked conditioned throughout the whole damn fight too. Yeah. Both of them look good, like still energy from round 1 to round 12. Off the top, Martinez just came out just banging.
Yep.
Brawling.
Yeah. In true Argentinian fashion. Those dudes come out, that style, non-stop pressure.
Non-stop, it was crazy overwhelming. I think for their opponent, the way he pressured.
He was pressuring him. They call him a whole bunch of different things. Nicknamed the Puma. I've heard people call him Sonic the Hedgehog. He had that. He had his blue hair jumping. I call him the Jackal. You can't keep that dude off you. You know what I mean?
And he was swallowing some punches because Ancajas. Shout out to Ancajas because he was taking them punches. At some point we were like, okay, he's gonna go down at least once. That boy did not go down, not even once.
Not once. He just looked like when you hear people say, oh yeah, he's a true warrior. Man, he's the definition of that. He was Martinez. He definitely had the speed advantage. And you could see that it was very evident throughout the fight. But I'm going to say this. It's not like Ancajas didn't have success. He was landing a lot of big shots too. But when he would land one shot, it was just that Martinez was coming back landing 3. So, both guys were landing good shots. Martinez just overwhelmed Ancajas. And you can even see towards the end of the fight, he had nothing left, but he just kept on pushing and kept on throwing. Yeah. He just showed his true heart, that Ancajas got.
Yeah, but like you said, he was, he was getting, he was catching Martinez with some good uppercuts, and then he was going to the bite towards the end with the rounds a lot more. But still, like we said, Martinez was still on that ass, and he won the fight clearly. It was a clear fight. Victory to Argentina. They got themselves a champ out there.
So he definitely got them a champ. But Ancajas, he was landing, he came in and he said he wanted to box more because he didn't want to fight that fight. But man, if you watch Martinez, there was no way this wasn't going to end up being a fight just because the nonstop pressure, the come forward, he was cutting off the ring and just, he pretty much closed him in. He had no choice but to fight, and he did. All the way down to the 12th round, it was a war. But Martinez was definitely the victor.
He did, and I gotta say, Martinez, he's a personality. You guys caught it at the end when they're interviewing him. I thought it was hilarious.
Just like the last time.
Yep, and I was like, oh, he's gonna talk a lot because he likes to talk.
Yep.
So they were like, what do you want to say, whoop de whoop or whatever.
And bro pulled out his list. He pulled out his list. I was like, look at him. He's like, I'm gonna make sure I get my shout out today. That's for sure.
Right. So he pulled out a list front and back.
Yep.
Front and back, and he was just giving thanks to everybody. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And the guy was like, okay, kind of pulling back, but he was just funny.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to make sure he shouted out.
Yeah, and it was funny. Yeah, and even add on that, it was funny that they took the mic away, and you could just see his face, and he's still giving shout outs. He's like, maybe they could just read my lips then.
Yeah.
But that was just funny.
So whoever was surrounding him, he must have real love for him.
Yeah.
To do all that. So
yeah.
shout out to that. It was a really exciting fight.
Yeah.
I think for that night, that was the most exciting fight for me throughout the night. And I feel like it started off the night right.
Started off the night right. They didn't disappoint.
Nope.
And also, he's in that exciting division. We were watching the fight and we're like, man, the smaller weight class, they've been giving us some fire fights. And
Yep.
this was another one.
Yeah.
So with that being said, who you kind of want to see him fight next? He's in that 115. He did mention.
He mentioned everybody.
Yeah, he mentioned everybody.
He mentioned out the Chocolatito as well.
Yeah.
He mentioned out a lot of names, but we know Chocolata's kind of caught up.
Yeah.
With the next two fights, I think.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I think it's gonna be kind of interesting over there. I wouldn't mind, him fighting, the opponent of Bam. That Bam, we just saw Bam fight. I think that would be a good match. We know Bam's gonna, he's talked about moving down, so we don't know if he's gonna be there at 115. He did call out Chocolatito, but we know that that's probably gonna be a trilogy. The trilogy is coming up, and but it's just gonna be kind of interesting. But I would like to see him, just based on his fighting style, I would like to see him in there with anybody at 115.
And I think it'll be an action-packed fight with whoever he goes in there with.
Yeah, he's always gonna be in an action-packed fight. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we got. So thanks for tuning in, y'all.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Or talk your shit. And we out.